Hello there, Arnold Painter here. So back at it again with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duels. I know the concept is still new and there's not much going on with it, but I did want to, in a way, specify what can be a competitive deck and what kind of cards and card text that you could include in your own deck. And this time around I want to start off with the Dragon type deck, which is the Duke starter deck one. The only reason I'm starting off with this deck first is because I have more of a firm belief that it's going to be a competitive deck, and with the cards they have at their disposal at the moment, they have a lot of support as for monsters and tech choices. Just like how it was back then with the Yugi and Kaiba separation between the spellcasters and Dragon deck, Dragons look more superior as opposed to the spellcasters because they only have one card in their deck that's very broken and very good, but it requires them to have some graveyard fodder, and the dragons have traps and spells that you can just use almost instantaneously and give you so much advantage. So I managed to download what is called YuGiOh Pro. I didn't even know about this, honestly. And in this specific version, these guys updated it so you can actually play in Rush Duel format, which is so freaking good. I'll leave a link in the description box below and to their Discord page, and they will just, sign up if you don't have an account, and very easy process to follow. So this here is my beta deck, my prototype. I've been having trouble right now finding people to play, and I have I made even a lobby for people to play against me, and as I'm hosting, but 2 or 3 people showed up and then they ran away for some reason, so I haven't had a chance to test it. But the cool thing about this program here is that you can actually do a test hand, as you guys can see here, which is pretty cool. I'll show you guys after I'm done elaborating on what the specifics are of my deck and why I think and why I made those choices to include those in the deck. As you can see by now, the deck is 45 cards. I feel that that's going to be the standard as opposed to 40, since you get to draw 5 cards in the beginning, and then every draw phase you draw until you have 5 cards. So it makes sense to have 45. You don't have the pressure of any turn being slow unless you dead draw, of course. But here I have a bunch of monsters that overlaps, like lower level monsters that overlap the big monsters, so I can have a good amount of tribute fodder and or attacking monsters. So let's just start this really quickly and start off with Blue Eyes. In Rush Duels, you are only allowed to use one legendary card, and you can tell by the left corner here on the Blue Eyes White Dragon that it's a legend card, and you can only have one. So that's more or less already a ban list, if you will. Then we move, and since it's so easy to summon, and I'll get to the card how to summon it aside from tributing, all these high level dragon type monsters are very easy to get onto the field. Then from there we go through to the level 6, 21 beat stick vanilla. Makes sense to just have 3 of them to max them out, honestly. And you can summon them with 1 tribute summon, and like how I mentioned before in my previous video, you can summon as many times as you want in this game. So just level 6, 2100 vanilla, that's pretty good. Next we have level 5, 1600. You might think, why that 1600 level 5 instead of a level 4 is 1500? There's only so many level 4 vanillas or level 4 monsters with great attack stat, like for example Faith Bird 1500, or their other dragon, what's it called, Earth Dragon, which is 1500 attack as well. So you kind of have to have just a little bit, even if it's 100 points at this point in time really does make a difference, especially if you have Mountain out on the field, because a lot of the level 1 tribute monsters and 2 tribute monsters are very weak in attack. So 1600, one tribute is not that bad. And then I already covered right now Faith Bird. It's only in here in the dragon type deck because it's a wing beast and it gets a boost by mounting, which is 200 attack. That can be also said for this other dragon, the Earth Dragon, and also for Lesser Dragon. All the vanillas here, 1200 attack. Dragon, 1100 attack. Levels don't matter at the moment. The next card that I want to talk about that I feel like it's a little tech of mine would be 2 copies of Fiendish Commander Yam Ruler. So basically, the first effect is not relevant, I feel. If this card was normal summon this turn, you can change his battle position. Attack, defense, from defense to the attack, you know. And then the second effect, or the actual effect, is what's very significant. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player contributes summon monsters that are level 7 or higher while this card is face up on the field. That is very grand. It's a very, very good effect. I would say it is kind of broken because a lot of the level 7s are the ones with the better effects most of the time and or better attack stats. But don't let that little part fool you. If any monster or trap or spell that would special summon a level 7 or higher, you will be able to go through with that, because it states specifically only tribute summon monsters that are level 7 or higher. So next to what I think is a staple as of now as well, I mean everything else is stable, but I really do like it a lot, is the level 7 Rush Dragon Dragears. And you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn, this can make a second attack. During the battle phase, if you destroy the monster battle first. That's very good. Level 7, 2500. You send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. That's already great fodder. And double attack, man. That's so good. It's very self-explanatory. Next we have Dragonic Slayer. This one, maybe I'll end up cutting it to 1, depending. I don't even know how good is it going to be, but just because it's a level 7 and 2300 attack stat, and its effect is not too shabby, it's not too shabby either. If you control another face-up level 7 or higher dragon, destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. That's kind of cool. I'll probably cut it down to 1, depending. I'll probably replace it with another card that I'm going to talk about at the moment, because I just happened to read it again and I replaced the previous cards that I had mentioned, which was the vanilla 1600 attack dragon, the crawling dragon, to this guy, Gravity Press Dragon. I didn't notice that it was a level 6 and the effect is much better. Having an effect is much better than just having 100 attack more than this card, which would be Crawling Dragon. And you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. 1 face-up monster your opponent controls loses 700 attack and defense until the end phase. That is so good. I have another card in the deck as well that does relatively the same by half, but I appreciate these cards a lot because you don't lose hand advantage. You're going to be stronger than most of them more often than not, and you just replenish your hand every turn. So this card is amazing. I'll probably take out one of these guys and end up putting one of these since it's so easy to summon. The next one that I want to add, that I want to talk about, that for me would be a spicy tech, would be Thunder the Lightning. Not only is he a normal summon, a regular normal summon, what is it called, level 3, it's a lightning, so it's a thunder type, my bad. Lightning. It's a thunder type monster. It also gets boosted by mountain, which is gonna be at 1500 with the field boost. And not only that, but you can discard 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. You can select a monster in your opponent's side of the field and it loses 300 attack until the end phase. That's very similar to this guy, and this one you don't even have to tribute anything. So you can just easy combo out something, summon this, discard, decrease 300, tribute summon this guy, discard again, do 700. That's 1000 attack points that one of your opponent's monsters is going to lose, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be significant against the higher level tributed monsters. That to me, it's freaking good. Okay, the next ones that I want to talk about, it's the Duel, the brothers, Dragon's Upsetter and Dragon Set Upper. Basically, these guys just revive themselves every time they're on the field. Granted, you only have them and no other monsters on the field, and you can just special summon each other in face-up defense position. But after that, you cannot, your monsters that are level 6 or lower cannot attack this turn. That's kind of hit or miss with that one, but I mean, they're just there for tribute fodder for the bigger fellas. But we will see how they work here, since every turn you're probably not gonna have a monster or two because they're gonna get destroyed anyway. So I feel like these are okay at 2. And then the last monster that I think is so good is Phoenix Dragon. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, add 1 monster that's level 5 or higher from your graveyard to your hand, a dragon type of course. This guy is live every turn. It's so good. You draw your cards, summon it, pitch, get one of these bad boys, summon another monster, tribute for Blue Eyes or tribute for this guy, Dragona Slayer for Rush Dragon's Gears, or just discard, get one of these speed sticks and then just attack. It's so good. At 3 is definitely right. And on to the spells. Dragonic Pressure. Send 3 monsters from your hand to the graveyard. They have to be dragons. Destroy all monsters on the field. If a monster is destroyed by this effect, you can special summon 1 monster who's level 4 or lower dragon from your graveyard to your field in phase of defense position. I just like this because it's a nuke card. There's no Dark Hole, there's no Lightning Vortex, there's no what's it called? What is that other card? I forgot what's that TCG card, the new one that's like $100. I totally forgot what it's called, but since there's no other card like that clears the field, might as well use this. And then next we go on to the MST of the deck, which is Fire Dragon's Heat Flash. If you control a face-up dragon, which is almost all the time, you could destroy a spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field. I don't know, depending on the meta and how it shapes up, I either will be running 2 or 3 of these. Since magicians do have like 2 trap cards that are viable, and maybe a potential 3rd in the form of attack that I am thinking of, which is something haunted. I forgot what's it called, I'm sorry. But aside from that, these are really good to have because you always have a dragon, it's always live. Just activate it, pop everything. Next mountain, you need it ASAP, as soon as possible, man, because it just boosts every card in your deck. And even if you have multiples, it's fine. You're not gonna lose in 1 turn. So the game is fast, but not too fast. And then to my favorite part of the whole deck, the trap cards. The trap cards, man, they are so good. I reviewed this one earlier, or today, or yesterday in my video, depending on when I upload this. This one is so good. This is what I meant by you can summon anything from here so easily. Dragon Encounter. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, special summon 1 monster of dragon from your hand. That simple, that easy, that good. Of course you're gonna be running 3, can't stress it enough. And then the last trap card, which is so good too because it's spot removal. When a monster that's a dragon you control is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy a monster your opponent controls. That's so good. Easy. It's a Sakura to Rummer with the cost of discarding a card. So it's good. It's like when back when Raigeki Break was a thing back in the day, and pitching a card wasn't a thing, especially in this game. So these are all the traps you'll be running. 6. There's no other trap cards that are good enough to be placed here that, you know, can really offer support for the deck. So this is all we have at the moment, and we're gonna have to make do with what we have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be getting better and better at narrating what I have to say, because it is my first time just doing this, and it's been a while since I was uploading to YouTube. So I promise the content will be getting better. And like I said, I would be leaving a link to the Discord of those guys who made this amazing update, and this is their their program. It's so good. I'm so thankful for it. And also I'm going to be doing lives of this and see hopefully if I can find any opponents that I can play so I can test this. And also I will be uploading another video with what I would use in a magician deck and probably other unorthodox deck ideas, because I have some and I was trying to bring them up to the surface, but it's hard without having a physical representation or a physical feel of the cards, so you can test them out and whatnot. Hey there, that last part it cut off abruptly. I had to do that because apparently the last portion of my video didn't record my voice narration, and it just for some reason got cut out. So apologies for the weird ending there. And all I was saying is that the hand what is it called, test hand that I didn't get to do in the beginning, I will showcase that on another video. It's just so simple. It sucks that it didn't let me do it, but I will have to see what is going on with my thing. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. If you want to subscribe, like, and promise the content will get better. Laters.